Go. Northeastern head coach Bill Geitner, the Warriors completing a 14-0 Little East Conference season. No team ever did that. Bill, you guys beat Southern Maine by 10 today to complete that. Did you think at any point before the final horn went off that you felt comfortable about this one?
No, there wasn't a lot of comfort today. I mean, and that's a credit to Southern Maine. I mean, they've got a good team and they really compete and play hard. And we've had a ton of difficult games with them over the last 4 or 5 years. We've been fortunate in the end to get some wins, but we knew coming up that they were going to play extremely hard, and we needed to play good basketball to be successful.
That's a real dangerous team, Bill, Southern Maine, because they've lost so many games close, and basically they're not really playing for a whole lot, right? They played very loose out there.
No, and to their credit, I mean, they were ready to go, and they continued to play, and you're absolutely right. I mean, you look at their scores, I mean, they, down the stretch have lost a ton of close games, conference games, non-conference games, but they're very, very capable, and we knew we were, coming to play against a dangerous team if we weren't ready to go.
I think the one thing you have to agree this year is this team seems like it took every game one by one, correct?
I think so. I don't think our guys got ahead of themselves. They just, said, all right, this is who we play on this Tuesday or this Saturday. This is the game plan. We need to go out and execute. And for 40 minutes, if we do that, we think we're going to have a chance to be successful. And I think that was a good example today. Clearly, we had moments where we weren't great, both offensively and defensively. But I think when it came down to it, we executed, and then defensively we got some stops. And I thought in the second half we did a much better job rebounding the basketball.
Is defense really the key to this team? Because, the offense is on and off, but it always seems like they come to play defense.
No, I think we have to. I mean, I think, to be successful and do what we want to do, we've got to be able to guard guys and take their looks away and, make teams go to option B and C. And that's been something that we've strived for this year and for the most part been pretty successful at it. And then, rebounding the basketball is such a big part of who we are. And in the first half, we didn't do a very good job. We were out-rebounded and kind of out-hustled. And something we talked about at halftime and said, that's not us. We need to be better. And I thought our guys did a much better job the second 20.
Well, you've had a number of games this year where it's been close at halftime, but you've come out and you really put the pedal to the metal in the second half. It seems like the team's mindset, they kick it into another gear after the first half. Do you agree, or sometimes?
No, I mean, clearly we've had some, close games where we haven't played great in the first half, or, we've had moments in the first half where we played well, but then, we'd build a 12-point lead and then they'd cut it to 4 or 5 at half. And, once again, that's just staying mentally focused. And it's something, that we're continuing to work on and know that we need to get better if we want to be successful next week.
What do you think has been the key to this year's team so far this season?
As I told the guys in the locker room immediately after the game, I think it's just that group of guys staying together. We've dealt with some adversity this year, and that hasn't seemed to get in any of these guys' ways. They've stayed together as a group, both on and off the court, and they continue to believe in themselves and their teammates. And I think that's the biggest factor that has led us to be pretty successful this year.
A lot of people talk about Brian Salzillo. He came back today, played some minutes in the first half, hit his first three-pointer in about 3 weeks. But how important is his ability to come back for you guys to win the conference championship?
No, it's clearly important. I mean, I think when Brian was absent, I think it gave guys an opportunity to step up and inherit a role that they weren't used to. And I think Kevin has gotten unbelievable experience and gained some confidence. Justin has played the last couple games big minutes for us. Even Michael Thomas off the bench.
Yes.
So that's allowed us to those guys to get some confidence in game situations. And we need Brian. I mean, Brian is he's as good as it gets when he's feeling right. And he's still working his way back. I mean, his legs are still not where they were a month ago. But he works extremely hard, and it's very, very important to him. And he's a huge part of everything that we do.
Well, do you see him in the postseason in the Little East tournament? Do you see him playing the minutes he has been playing all year, or is he still not there?
I think that'll be a game-to-game situation. I mean, just with the intensity of the games that are coming up. I mean, is he able to go out? I mean, before he was hurt, he was playing 32, 33 minutes a game.
Yeah.
Is he capable of doing that? We'll have to wait and see. I know he's working extremely hard. Are his legs going to allow him to do that? The legs and the conditioning are such a big part of his game because he is a jump shooter. We'll just take that game by game and pretty much half by half.
Last question, Bill. You got a huge target on your back. 14-0. You go into Tuesday's game against the number 8 seed, UMass Boston. That's a team you can't look past.
Boston's very, very dangerous. We had a very difficult game down at their place not too long ago, and our guys understand that. I mean, it's now, win in advance, lose and go home. So, everything is magnified. We talked about in the locker room that it was a tremendous accomplishment, 14-0 in the regular season, never been done before. That's great, but now we quickly have to turn the page, and we're not starting the game on Tuesday with more points than Boston. It's 0-0, and the records are insignificant, and we just have to go out and compete and play extremely hard every possession.
Well, Bill, congratulations. Good luck in the Little East.
Thank you.